Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 7 of Pokemon Emerald. And yeah, I see you down there. I know that I'm not going to be able to get past you without battling you, let alone talking to you. So guess what? That's exactly what we're going to do first. And then we'll be heading over to Dewford Town. Of course, we're registered in the Pokénav. And by the way, there are going to be some people that will be registered in the Pokénav. If there was a comment stating that I don't know what I'm talking about, that's because of the fact that they didn't get the Pokénav just yet. Which, by the way, Gen 2, you already had that from the start. Still, what can you do? Well, May comes in with a Wingull at level 13 and a Trico at level 15. I'm going to switch over to my Marshtomp now, because trying to prepare for this fight, well, Mudkip evolved. So now it's Marshtomp, and I also taught it the TM Rock Tomb. For this reason. So, with that said, let's just use Rock Tomb and make things miserable for... Oh, I forgot Rock Tomb's accuracy is completely garbage. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on ahead and go to the next battle, which, by the way, I better switch over to somebody else, because Trico has Absorb, and Marshtomp takes 4 times the damage. Yeah, this is what I mean by the meta. It comes with a terrible, terrible consequence that your rival always takes the Pokemon that will best you. In this instance, it's probably going to be Trico, and ironically enough, it's not a Grovyle just yet. And that's a good thing, because Wingull will take it down with, well, Wing Attack, and Wingull will take Leer, and it doesn't matter about my defense, because you had your chance to defeat me, but you didn't. So that means now, I am 2 up with the rival. By the way, this is a mandatory battle. This isn't optional. So, don't even think that, oh, I could just lose to May and just move on. No, this is not optional. This is mandatory. As is the battle with Barry in Gen 4, so bear that in mind. Anyway, we're going to go over to Mr. Briney's house. Okay, stop repeating the dialogue. Right after I heal, that is. We're going to go over to Mr. Briney's house, and we are going to go to Dewford Town, or to say, yeah, Dewford Town, that's right, I'm correct. And in that area, we're supposed to be meeting Steven. However, there is a twist to that. While we're supposed to be meeting Steven, we're going to be hit with a lot of snafus, i.e. we're supposed to beat the gym there before we can even meet Steven. That would be a snafu if past me hadn't had thought of this ahead of time. Now then, seeing as how we got cut and we have our cut slave slack off, we're going to go back to Petalburg. We may have to take a shortcut, but still, we'll be going back to Petalburg. Well, at least to the route that Mr. Briney is in anyway. But before you do, don't forget to talk to this lady right here, and you're gonna slap yourself in the face because of the fact that she wouldn't give you this without the stone badge, which is literally Miracle Seed, something Lotad could have used. But it's okay. It's okay. You know how this game works. Now then, let's just grab this Great Ball. Okay, I'll let that slide. The fact that there was a Great Ball right here and I couldn't get it without cut and the stone badge. Whatever the case. Oh wait, I just saw another item down there. And I ran into a Pokemon. Let's see who I ran into. Ah, yes, Silcoon. I already caught one, so it doesn't matter. We can move on after one quick wing attack. And you know what? seeing as how Wingull should have had this earlier, this would have been a lot. Actually, no. Wingull having this now would be great. However, at the end of the day, ooh, we found a useless X attack, and I'm gonna probably have to sell that later, if not use it. But while Wing Attack would be useful for Wingull, there's still the matter of being at the appropriate level, because you see, here's the thing. Emerald, like I said, beefs up levels. Notice how the first gym was between 14 to, well, 12 to 15 actually, and the second gym, actually no, it was between 8 to 15. Yeah, the second gym is between 11 to 19 basically. So yeah, they have a ridiculous level gap, and they're doing it to try to make it hard. So in order for us to actually continue on into Dewford Town, we're gonna have to talk to Mr. Briney. That means having to put a stop to him chasing his bird around. So talk to Mr. Briney, and he will allow you to ride his boat. All you have to do is just tell him about your endeavors, and of course, he will send you on your way, i.e., ride the boat. Oh yeah, and for the record, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see why IGN literally labels this 7 out of 10 too much water. Plain and simple. Although you don't have to worry about surfing for now, once you get past Petalburg, yeah, you're gonna have to worry about surfing. And speaking of, here's your dad. Your dad will basically contact you and he will basically add you on as a Pokénaf match. Now, here's the thing. You're gonna keep getting calls from Norman until, that is, you end up getting all, 4 out of 5 gym badges needed in order to beat Norman. Well, basically, you need 4 gym badges to beat him anyway, or get to him. And that's the thing. Once you're done with your business here on Dewford, Slateport is another totally different story. Now, you think Slateport would actually, no, or should I say Dewport will actually be a place where they'll have a Pokemon Mart. No, they don't. That won't be until you get to Slateport. So whatever you need to buy it over at Rustboro or Petalburg, whichever one comes first, and then come over here, because there is no shops here in Dewford Town. And for the record, this is the 3rd town that actually had no shops in it, and I got confused by this stupid fisherman's tentacle. Oh, God have mercy. You guys talk about Gen 1 and Gen 2 being full of tentacle. Oh my goodness. Just the fisherman alone. The fisherman alone is going to be a precursor to what you're going to have to deal with after you get surf from Norman. So, what we're going to switch to? We'll switch to Slack Off. Because Zigzagoon is probably going to be in the Pokemon Center for the time being until we get to the Pokemon, Daycare Center. Now, speaking of random things, the refreshing game is something that is a hit between all the people here. And ladies and gentlemen, let me be blunt when I say this. Dewford Town is nothing more than a town full of trenders, just like Zozo is a town full of liars in Final Fantasy VI. all they do is find the latest trend and then they just parrot it and parrot it and parrot it. It's as if Nintendo would practically make fun of people who make memes. That's basically what Pokemon's information hall is. A walking meme. Funnily enough, anybody who's played Gen 3 when it first came out thought that this would be a funny meme to repeat. And then I played the game myself and I'm like, why? Why do you do this, people? And by the way, that was several years ago when it came out. And then, unfortunately, my Nintendo, or should I say my Nintendo Game Boy Advance, ends up having a cracked screen because even though I played it at my school, it hit my textbook and it broke the screen. And I'm like, son of a bitch! Yeah, I tried to play my Game Boy Advance at my school. I mean, I'm one of those guys that do that. Anyway, on to business. We have nothing but Magikarp here. So we're gonna torture him. We're practically gonna torture this guy for the rest of his life. Yeah, that's right. Keep splashing for the rest of your life. There's nothing you could do. You're under an encore. Now, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, normally I would not be abusing moves like Encore because Encore can be the difference between life and death. But when it's Ghost-type Pokemon or Pokemon with useless moves, you give them an Encore, and then you just have them stuck doing those useless moves until finally you defeat them. However, don't use an Encore on anything that has Uproar or Bide or Thrash or Dragon Rage or Outrage. Definitely not Outrage. That would be stupid. Or Rollout for that matter. Or even any of the moves like Whirlpool and Fire Spin. Don't ever use an Encore for that. Just use the Encore for moves that'll screw over the opponent. And that's basically what Encore is for. And that's probably why people hate Slack Off, Vigoroth, and Slack King. Because someone is bound to keep Encore. Unfortunately, that Magikarp did not give me enough experience, but that's okay. I'm gonna use Slack Off as a experience share and get Marshtomp into the picture. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a short port, but I'm gonna warn you now that oh god, that hurt. Well, it didn't really hurt. I thought I got poisoned there for a second. And yes, ground types can be poisoned. It's only if they're mixed with ground and steel that they can't be poisoned. But I'm just gonna come out and say this. Yeah, this part is gonna be short, but the next two are gonna be long for obvious reasons. Because unfortunately, the next part is going to comprise of many battles, and more importantly, is going to be part 1 of actually going into the Granite Cave. And also, this will be the last episode you'll see Zigzagoon in the party for now. I'll end up changing up and putting Zigzagoon into the box. But if push comes to shove, I'll randomly take him out of the box and power up some Pokemon, so that way I'll have a backup team just in case I end up having to run into, well, things like the 4th gym leader or something like that. Actually, no, I shouldn't really have to worry about that. This will be the team I'll be using for the 3rd and 4th gym leader. But whatever the case, now we have a fisherman registered as a battle in the Pokenav. Now, some people may think that this is actually a great thing, the Pokenav. No. it's not. Because you got to actually either A, battle the people while you have the Pokédex, or B, if you battled them and didn't get their number, you gotta get their number. Speaking of which, we're gonna have to go back and get Roxanne's number. Oh, actually, no, we don't. No, we don't, now that I stop to think about it. But we do need Flash. Unfortunately, we need a Pokemon that can use it. Unfortunately, Zigzagoon is not one of those Pokemon. So guess what? We're gonna have to catch a Flash Slave, and that's another reason why Zigzagoon is not gonna be in the party, because he's not a Flash Slave. I still wonder, why the hell do we have Zigzagoon in there anyway? Because it was one of the Pokemon that I caught, and I probably thought I was gonna need it for a backup, just in case something happened, and I wasn't able to defeat Roxanne. And unfortunately, as much as I try to catch an Abra, that's not gonna happen. Not until I actually have a bug type, and it just dawned on me that I needed one. Oh, and for the record, what am I doing? And what am I doing, and why am I doing this? Real simple. The Granite Cave has something special here. No, not Steven, but a Pokemon. One Pokemon that I'm gonna need to beat the crap out of the entirety of Brawly's gym. This isn't the Pokemon. I mean, yeah, it's Makuhita, but I'm gonna be practically using that particular Pokemon to try to experience share from other Pokemon once we get the chance. Oh yeah, and for the record, in case anybody is wondering, yeah, you can catch a Makuhita, and it may be a good idea to do so. However, Hariyama, its evolution is slow as all get out, but it's incredibly strong and it makes up for it. It also has the exclusive move Arm Thrust, which most fighting types won't learn naturally, so that's probably one of the reasons why Makuhita and Hariyama would be very good. Speaking of which, Makuhita and Hariyama would probably be the gym leader's main Pokemon. Well, Makuhita being the first round, and Hariyama would be round 2. But needless to say, once I get the Pokemon that I need and the Pokemon team that I need, this will be no problem. But for the time being, we're going to heal up. And it's going to be at this point that we're going to end it here. Also, unfortunately off screen, because I forgot to record it, I ended up getting the Silk Scarf from the blue house right next to the Pokemon Center. So yeah, there is something I will have to get at the start of the next part, but still, I'm going to see you guys in the next episode, because the special Pokemon that I'm going to get, or have by the time of the next episode, is Sableye. And we're going to wreck Dewford Gym's shit with this Pokemon, because let's face it, Sableye is too broken to exist.